Turning now to a few more stories making headlines. No charges will be filed against a white man who shot and killed his black neighbor in rural Missouri back in November. Justin King was shot by his neighbor who claimed that King broke into his home outside of St. Louis. Neighbors said they heard gunshots and saw King lying on the ground outside the neighbor's home. The incident sparked community outrage as they believe the killing was racially motivated. But this week, the coroner ruled the shooting a justifiable homicide. A family spokesperson said they will continue to look for ways to get justice. Now to Wisconsin, where a judge has ruled the man accused of driving his SUV through a Christmas parade must stand trial. Darrell Brooks is facing several charges, including multiple counts of first-degree intentional homicide. 6 people were killed and several were injured when the SUV drove through the crowd in late November. The lead investigator, testified that Brooks zigzagged his SUV through the crowd and appeared to be aiming for people. His next court hearing is set for February 11th. We're learning about the first lawsuit filed by survivors of the deadly Bronx apartment fire. A couple is suing the building's landlords, claiming they knew of defective conditions and failed to properly maintain the building. The $1 billion lawsuit seeks class action status. 17 people were killed and several were injured in Sunday's massive fire. With the Supreme Court's decision blocking President Biden's vaccine mandate for large companies nationwide, employers now have to decide their own course of action to keep their employees safe. BNC's Dre Clark is in New York with more.
The Supreme Court's ruling is significant because it concerns 80 million Americans working at companies and corporations all across the country. In fact, it's almost half of America's workforce. It was last November when the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, said it would require a vaccine and testing mandate for large businesses with more than 100 employees nationwide. The mandate, backed mightily by the Biden administration, required workers to be fully vaccinated in the workplace or take a weekly test and wear a mask on the job. Almost immediately, the mandate faced legal challenges, and now in a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of blocking the mandate.
Private employers can choose to have a vaccine mandate. They can choose to have a vaccine or test mandate. But what the Supreme Court said today is the federal government cannot force them to do that.
6 of the court's conservative justices said in their decision to block the measure that the challenges posed by a global pandemic do not allow a federal agency to exercise power that Congress has not conferred upon it. Simply put, they believe OSHA overreached. President Biden was disappointed by the court's decision, but still urged employers to implement their own vaccine mandates.
So President Biden, you'll see this in his statement, will be calling on and will continue to call on businesses to immediately join those who have already stepped up.
Large employers will now have to decide what's in their company's best interest. 2 of the country's largest employers, Walmart and Amazon, still don't have company-wide vaccine mandates. Instead, Walmart has offered its warehouse workers and store associates a $150 incentive to get vaccinated. And Amazon has encouraged but not demanded their employees get vaccinated as well. Meanwhile, New York City has the country's toughest vaccine mandates, requiring all private employers in the city to provide proof their workers are fully vaccinated. The mayor's office indicated the Supreme Court's ruling bears no impact on the city's mandate, so it will stay as is.
We want to encourage our businesses to open in a safe way, and one of the best ways to do it is to get vaccinated and booster shots. That's imperative.
But it wasn't a total defeat for the Biden administration. The Supreme Court justices did vote in favor of keeping a vaccine mandate in place for certain healthcare workers. In New York, I'm Dre Clark for Making the Case.